Premier League live. It's round 5 action here from Knights Stadium. And it's going to be the Melbourne Knights kicking from left to right of your screen. And it'll be Josip Magdic, the former Perth Glory player, to kick off proceedings. And that's what occurs. And Liam, no Danny Tiato this week for the Knights. It certainly was a 2 to 3 week game stint.
Yeah, I think as we see the Knights go forward early here, Kevin Townson just trying to put the pressure on early down the left wing there. But yeah, as you were saying about Tiato, that was just a couple of weeks stint here at the Knights, maybe a bit to say goodbye and thanks to the grassroots that gave him his goal in professional football. They're going to miss that in the midfield, the bossing of the midfield and the hard tackling, and it's something they're going to be looking to the rest of the players to take up today.
Certainly will be. And the Richmond restarting their attack through Stjepan Gall, the former St Albans keeper, and replacing Peter Zoyce behind the back of the Richmond net. An early throw on to Richmond. Here's Visevic. Stolen by Cannell for the Knights. And a good and vocal crowd in attendance at Knights Stadium, in particularly on the outer.
Yep, certainly been notable this season with the crowds up at Melbourne Knights, and it's good to see the club being proactive in getting the crowds here and getting supporter groups active as well. So it's very good for the game.
And the Eagles looking to forge their first attack of the game. It's Visevic again, looking to whip the ball in or find some assistance. Well, he wanted Catalano on the inside. Pressure from the Knights.
Yeah, they're looking early through Visevic. I think he's shown quite early in the season he's one of the most dangerous prospects in the Premier League, and I think there's no secret they'll be looking for him to create and also finish for them today. Scored in every match up until now, and he'll be looking after Fernando de Moraes was unable to continue with his scoring streak. We'll be looking to be the main man of VPL up front.
He certainly will be doing that. Fernando de Moraes didn't he scored an absolute cracker last week in the VPL live game against Green Gully and the Knights. Going forward, Townson can finish. Straight to Gall, and that's twice. Kevin Townson has looked to penetrate deep for the Knights.
Townson just a little skip to the left, and the quick shot with the left foot just to try and catch Stjepan Gall off guard, but didn't get enough power behind the shot.
Surey from Crystal Palace. Looking to flick it on there. Townson. He's been in the thick of the action the opening minutes of this game.
Yeah, the Englishman likes to get involved and has been a key part of their team early on in the season.
And here he is again, assisting Dubois, the Frenchman. Tommy Milojevic, the former captain of the Melbourne Knights himself, now in Eagles colours, clearing that ball away for the Eagles. Dubois, looking to work in tandem.
I think one thing we're pretty sure of today is goals between both teams in the 8 games so far. There's only been one game where Melbourne Knights has failed to score, and Richmond have scored in all of their games. And Melbourne Knights, no disgrace not getting a goal against high-flying Hume City.
And certainly are the high-flying Hume City, even with points deducted. It's a perfect start from the boys from Roxburgh Park. But it'll be the Melbourne Knights looking for their first win for the season, and a crucial win. If they can find one this evening, they're still in negative territory, -2 points.
I think the psychological boost of getting that first win on the board and getting the back into the positive points would be a massive boost for Melbourne Knights this early in the season.
And the long ball, the target was Jean Dubois off target. The Eagles will restart. Kovacic, former Oakley Cannon and Melbourne Victory player himself. Dubois wide, whips it in. Milojevic clearing for the Eagles. The header won by Skara. I
don't think the high ball Dubois was trying to play in there is going to be the answer for Knights today. I think Miladic, Kovacic at the back will gobble them up.
We just saw Dimitri Tsiaras slipping in a crucial moment. There has been a bit of rain on this pitch, and that's Townsend once again, his second shot on goal, not beating Stjepan Gull.
And see Townsend again cutting in from the left, the quick feet, and goes for the shot. A bit more power behind it this time, but I believe Richmond won't be too happy to let him have so much room early in the match.
Particularly on the left side too, that's where all the attacks have come from Kevin Townsend. Here's Visevic. Nearly threading that through to Catalano.
Could see what he was trying to do there, but again, the ball just not quite perfect. But something they're going to be having to, the Melbourne Knights are going to have to look for to make sure they don't get caught with that quick ball in behind.
Tsiaras, the Eagles captain, with the transfer, Bryan. And a ball to nowhere. The Knights can rebound on the counter. And they do so in midfield. It's this man again, Kevin Townsend. He's had leather poisoning in the first 5 minutes.
He certainly has. The ball's been stuck to his foot, and I think that's a definite ploy by Melbourne Knights. He's been one of the best performers early in the season, so the smart thing would be to give him the ball and let him work his magic.
O'Brien. Short to Scullion. Dispossessed. Magdic. Zahra. May have been an obstruction there from Ben Surey. Play continues. Zahra. Another promising move, this for the Knights. Townsend will keep it alive. His cross and a rare mistake from the Melbourne Knights midfielder this evening.
I think the ball out from Zahra. Townsend has been instrumental in the start of the game, but he's going to have to put a better cross in than that. I think Zahra as well just shown himself against Sunshine Georges. He was instrumental and one of their best players in that match. And just given half a sniff, he's got very quick feet and a lot of pace that he's happy to burn and go past defenders. So Richmond will be very wary of that.
And also another thing that Richmond will be very wary of is their need to win this evening. News just in that Hume City defeated the Sunshine Georgies by 3-2, so the pressure is on the Eagles to keep up with the ladder leaders, and the ball is through. A chance here for Richmond. Visevic, 1-0, and it's their only attack for the game, and the Eagles have scored against the run of play, Daniel Visevic.
And again, it's that man, Visevic. He is on absolute fire. The quick feet and then the skill just to chip it over Antony Loncaric. Another fantastic goal, another one to add to the tally of Daniel Visevic this season.
And what about the vision there from Josip Krncevic in midfield, creating that space, a delicate chip to free Visevic in space on the right side. And Daniel Visevic has gifted the Eagles the lead after 7 minutes here at Knights Stadium. It's the Melbourne Knights 0, Richmond Eagles 1.
Ivan Duzel will be pretty upset. They've had the better of the game. They've had a lot more possession in the Richmond half. But again, when you've got quality midfielders like Krncevic and quality strikers in Visevic, only takes one through ball and one fantastic finish.
Josip Krncevic, the son of Socceroo legend Eddie Krncevic, making his presence. It was a great assist. Here he is again. Will hold his feet. This pitch is slippery with the recent rain. Catalano has runners on the inside. And well defended by Anthony Colosimo for the Melbourne Knights. Skara. Down the line. Dubois. And Ivan Duzel not happy with the decision. Just coming off the bench. And despite conceding the early goal, it definitely hasn't deterred the Melbourne Knights supporters. You'll probably hear through our effects, Mike.
No, it hasn't, Simon. They're still in good voice, and I think the team's going to need it when you go through such a period when you are in negative points, and then you grab an early goal, as we see Visevic caught offside there. Just tried to delay the run, but not long enough. But yeah, as I was saying, the fans are very important in this time. When you're negative points and concede an early goal, you look to your fans to try and give you that extra boost.
And a good crowd in attendance at Knights Stadium, at least 1,000 people. The through ball. Josip Magdic just couldn't connect there. Wanted Zahra on the right side. O'Brien. Header won by Surey. Magdic. Kept alive and whipped in by Dubois, in fact. Not to be, the assistant immediately raising the flag.
Again, quick 1-2 there. Dubois looking to play it on, but just that headed touch took it a bit too far. But fantastic covering from Kovacic not to let him get that room and get the cross in.
Stjepan Gell. Just on 12 minutes played here at Knights Stadium, and it's the Richmond Eagles, the visitors, with the advantage. A goal courtesy to Daniel Visevic. The difference thus far. One by Viola. Possibly raising the elbow there. Surey. And will be a Knights ball. And a bit of niggling.
I think Richmond have found a way to deal with Townson, double team him and just do not give him a second on the ball. As soon as he gets a second and allows you allow him to use his pace, he can't hurt you. And
it's the only way supplies being blocked to that man. Kevin Townsend. The Knights looking to hit on the counter. Dubois through midfield. And there again at the rescue, Tom Uskok combining with Scullion for the Eagles. Uskok playing it in, and he wanted the run there of Michael Catalano. Not the best of passes. Uskok did all the hard work. And it's this man again, Kevin Townsend. Milovic doing what he does best. Defending. And a foul. And the flag's up. Josip Magdic, and its play on continues. Well, the assistant did have his flag up.
I think referee Sean Evans there seen the advantage and thought Melbourne Knights could get in behind. It was definite foul. I don't think anyone had any argument about that. But tried to play advantage, and the Knights have got the corner out of that. Oh, we've got no audio. No audio.
Oh, there's no audio. Well, we're going to continue commentating anyway because you don't know when we're going to be on.
Yep.
What happened? Okay.
Oh, that's good practice.
Another corner for the Melbourne Knights. Gell off his line. There's the equaliser. And a John Dubois. It was a great corner delivered. That man, Kevin Townsend. A perfect ball. Jean Dubois swooped. And it's 1-1 after 15 minutes. The Knights not trailing for long.
They certainly weren't, Simon, and I think that ball in from Townsend again, being the most dangerous player on the park for Dubois to grab his third goal of the season after his two against Sunshine Georges. But that high ball, it wasn't too high, it was more of an aimed ball towards Dubois' head, and Dubois just got the flick on and put it past Stjepan Gell.
And the delivery from Kevin Townsend had troubled Stjepan Gell. Decided to come off his line, missed it altogether, and Dubois with the header finished. And it's the just reward for the Knights. They've been all over the Eagles in the opening 15 minutes. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. And now it's all square again.
I don't think any neutral would disagree that they deserve to be on level terms with Richmond. Richmond shown their class, but the determination of Melbourne Knights shown through as they get that goal.
Here's Skara. Couldn't get through Catalano. And Loncaric will start again. Rocco. For the Knights, Dubois, the goal scorer. What a signing he's been from Toronto, Canada. And the Eagles looking to hit on the counter. That ball cut off by Rocco. Bran. And the Knights will clear. Cannell. And not the best squared ball there from Liam Cannell.
Carolano quick off with Mark just to nip in front of Cannell.
Zahra. Through heavy traffic, one of them, Liam Ryan. Just couldn't find Magdic wide. And we apologise for a temporary interruption in the audio in our broadcast. And we're back on full stream to supplement the pictures that you're receiving. We apologise for any inconvenience. Townson through Viola, and may have been a handball there, Liam.
Yeah, the ball just came back up, and I think his hand was just a bit too far out from his body for the referee to let that one go.
Gal wants Krncevic long. Bit of kick and hope there from Stjepan Gal.
They've been squeezed quite a lot in the midfield, not been able to find the room for the through ball. So I think that was maybe just a bit of a try of another tactic for them to see if they could get a bit of luck by going high and long.
Milanovic had to get there before Dubois did. 17 minutes played in this first half. It's 1-1 between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles. And the Richmond Eagles open the scoring this evening through Daniel Visevic. A low finish deep in the box in the 8th minute. And it was all square courtesy of a Jean Dubois header in the 15th minute. And the Eagles looking to regain the lead again. Scullion, force wide. Chip into the box, a dangerous ball for the Knights to deal with. And the height there of Daniel Rocco to the rescue. Apologies, it was Skara. And as the Eagles go forward once again on the back post here, Townson wanting to lay it off on the inside and possibly could have finished there. David Scullion.
It was a bit of a wasted ball. He had a couple options there, not least a shot on from himself, but didn't find anyone there, and I think he'll be fairly upset with that. That's a good position to be in.
All he had was Antony Loncaric there on the near post. And the crowd continuing to stream into Knight Stadium. Easily over 1,000 people. And the terraces in our media side of the pitch, rather, quite congested. So a good crowd in attendance watching this round 5 Victorian Premier League game, and in full voice too. Skara clearing. Here's Ryan. Wooscock can't get the return ball, well read and also dispossessed. It's back with Tsiaras. Colosimo. Townson. Wide again to Colosimo. Has runners on the inside and out. One of them, Cannell. It's a great build-up, Colosimo. Can he finish this? What a play it'll be. It was charged down by Tommy Milanovic. Still going, Colosimo. And Tommy Milanovic, a great piece of defending on 2 occasions.
The quick feet again here. And just didn't get enough height on the shot. The legs just out to block it. And that was Anthony Colosimo with the run through. And the ball, he just couldn't poke it through quite enough to give him the space to finish.
Tommy Milanovic, former Knights captain, now preventing his former team from scoring. 2 brilliant pieces of defending there to clear the danger. It was an individual piece of brilliance from Anthony Colosimo. Started that piece of play deep in his half and nearly finished it. Viola wants the ball, but referee, in fact, yes, we'll give it to him. Rocco. And the Knights under a bit of pressure in their own half. Loncaric should clear and does. And after a slow start from the Eagles, despite scoring, they're starting to weave their way back into this contest with possession.
They are, Simon, and they're looking to press a lot higher up the park. They were maybe looking for that first 10 minutes just to sit in and see what Melbourne Knights were going to bring, being their away team. But they started to push and defend a lot higher up the pitch.
And the delivery there. Tsiaras, once again the intent, spot on, looking for the scorer, Visevic. And Loncaric read and dealt with the danger. Skara. A late challenge to Tsiaras. No doubt about that being a free kick.
Referee just having a quick word. I don't think he'll get away with too many more of them, Dubois.
Just under 25 minutes in this first half. It's 1-1 between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles. And we trust you're enjoying this coverage wherever you're streaming from. Stjepan towards Visevic. Straight to Surey. Townson, he has been impressive this evening. Combining with Colosimo on the left side. Another throw to the Eagles. Viola. Combining with Catalano. Sent in. Cleared by Thomas Skara for the Knights. Well, collecting a few frequent fly points, contesting that ball there. Visevic flying up to win that header there. Scullion with too many to beat. Great play. This from Liam Cannell. Made that look easy, combining with Zahra.
And just not able to keep that in. Cannell made himself available, but just wasn't able to get to the ball quick enough to keep it in.
Another late challenge, no advantage there. It'll come back to Josip Magdic.
Liam Ryan just leaving a little bit in there to let Magdic know that he was there.
It'll be Daniel Rocco to take the free kick for the Melbourne Knights. Looking for options up front. Played long, Dubois. And he was offside, and it's been spotted by the assistant. Just a touch too late on that run after it left the boot of Rocco.
Yeah, you just see him there. He was trying to gain that quick yard, but again, just before the ball was actually played, he got just in front. Might have been a question there whether the man on the far side was keeping him on, but linesman made the call, and that's the way it's going to be.
And he would have had the opening there too on the inside.
He certainly would have.
A wasted opportunity there for the Melbourne Knights. Antony Loncaric. Restarts for the Knights. One by Scullion. And sent long. Zahra, will he have the legs to get there? Gal will clear. Skara. Cleared there by Uscock for the Eagles. Here's Townson. Here's cross. On goal, and Colosimo would have been interesting had he held that first time, or controlled it rather.
Even if he'd went for the first time shot, I think he would have been annoyed with having the chance there.
The Eagles quickly on the counter. It was a good ball sent in. Kevin Townson, Anthony Colosimo, who's been great this evening too. Had he held that onto his feet. Chance to finish there, unmarked on the far post. Magdic, and he's definitely weaving some Magdic through midfield. Here's Colosimo. Laying it off wide, thinking about pulling the trigger there. Dubois. And the back heel, no combination there, all come undone for the Melbourne Knights.
Melbourne Knights looking very flat-footed as Dubois ran across the top of the box there.
Looking to combine there with Adrian Zahra. Or Jean Dubois. Ryan. And a good spell this for the Melbourne Knights. Their possessions look promising. The question has just been looking to finish. They've had a few occasions to do so. Cannell. And an obvious obstruction. And the advantage given. Surey. It's a great ball into space too. Straight to the feet of Kevin Townson. He's crossed. No one there on the inside. Magdic made the run, but it was too late.
And the advantage given there by the referee for the free kick. And Townson again with acres of space on the left-hand side. But it's going to take a good cross from Townson to cause a bit of trouble for the Richmond defence.
And the Richmond defence, from one side of the pitch to the other, it was the Melbourne Knights there. In a spot of bother, Daniel Visevic, and it forced Loncaric to come off his line, making that save just on the edge of his box. Zahra cutting it in, and the finish from Liam Cannell. Great play there from Adrian Zahra.
Zahra on the right-hand side, just creating that bit of room with the step of pace and the cut inside. And I think it was a very clever ball, looking for Cannell on the edge of the box, but Cannell's finished and not quite up to the pass.
We're talking about these opportunities the Melbourne Knights have had in the last 5 to 10 minutes. They've had plenty of possession and open play.
It's been the story of the season so far for Melbourne Knights. Plenty of possession and plenty of goals as well, but just not able to keep it as tight at the back or finish enough chances to balance the score sheet their way.
We've approached the half-hour mark in this round 5 clash between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles, and it's all square at 1-1 if you're just streaming in. Goal to Daniel Visevic for the Richmond Eagles early in this game, and it was cancelled out 10 minutes later by Jean Dubois. And it's hence 1-1 after 30 minutes. Townson. Nothing illegal in that, deeming the referee. And Viola doing the sportsman-like thing, just making sure Townson can receive some medical treatment.
Don't think there was too much in that at first glance. Could be wrong, but it looked like he just caught possibly the back of the arm of the defender there, and maybe in the face. And always want to make sure everyone's all right. A cop a head injury.
And Kevin Townson receiving some medical treatment. And a good opportunity, Liam, to discuss this game thus far, as there's a break in play. And the Melbourne Knights, they've had the better of the possession. They've already been rewarded with a goal, but really should be thinking they should be more than, well, at least level.
Well, I think going on the play, Ivan Duzel will be very happy. The fact that against a team like Richmond, they've had so much of the play and had so much possession around the edge of the area, or the edge of Richmond's area. But on the other hand, if you've got possession, it means nothing unless you get the goals on the board. But it has been a pretty tight midfield battle, and I think if you look at the way the keepers are distributing the ball, it's been not a lot of short balls on the edge of the box. They've been aiming to get over that congested midfield and avoid inviting the pressure, because both teams pressing very high up the park, and they're trying to avoid inviting that pressure on them unnecessarily.
And as play resumes, Kevin Townson receiving some medical treatment and should be back on the pitch shortly. And just over a half hour played. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We apologise for that earlier interruption with our audio, and just like Metro Trains, we apologise for any inconvenience caused. but there won't be a free Met ticket in this one, Liam.
Unfortunately not. Hopefully just a good game of football.
Hopefully so. Viola draws the throw. Cleared by Bran. And coming in, Uskok. And another player down. Dubois. He gets up hastily, however. It's good news for the Melbourne Knights. Tsiaras. And another obvious foul. This time Cannell the culprit.
And Cannell had his hands all over him for about 10 minutes before the referee blew the whistle there. I think Tsiaras using his head there and just waiting for the foul to come in.
Milovic finding himself quite deep. Visevic nearly beat two.
Certainly doesn't shy out the tackle, Visevic.
It was a good contest. It forced Ben Surey to clear quickly. Here's Cannell. And after what started off as a free-flowing game of football, there's been plenty of intervention from the referee, as we'll see in this replay. Cannell coming in and collected.
Well, I think that's maybe just a little bit of revenge from 30 seconds earlier when Cannell was all over Tsiaras. So Tsiaras just letting them know that the score's evened up. And they'll be back on board. No problems there.
And the referee definitely been busy with the whistle, stopping passages of play from unnecessary fouls as the Knights looking to surge forward. Cleared by Uskok. He's been impressive. Visevic. And he's frustrated there with the holding on from Antony Bran.
It's fantastic feat from Visevic, and again, I think he'll get very frustrated. He works in there, the hard tackle, and then a quick flick behind him. And yeah, it's frustrating when you do all the hard work and then get fouled. It's not very good for the flow of the game.
Well, we're not condoning the foul, but however, it was a good result for the Melbourne Knights because Visevic would have been clear. And it's forced the Knights back in their half. And Dubois, well, I thought he got up okay after that collision before. He's in a spot of bother. And he's walking gingerly. Kevin Townson, however, looks to be back in one piece on the pitch. Long ball missing everyone. Here's Zahra. And the only man he spotted on the right side, Josip Magdic. Magdic with another run in midfield. A good one too. Could have been fouled there. Josip Magdic after he lost it, but he regains possession back. Zahra. Ben Surey. Surrey's vision, a touch too heavy there. Wanting Colosimo on the transfer.
I think Knights were right to be upset there. The referee played the advantage, but within 1 second they'd lost the ball and the referee never brought it back. I'd be fairly upset myself if we'd been fouled like that and not got the free kick or any advantage from it.
And credit to the refereeing, it's generally been on the spot this evening. A rare mistake. Pulling the trigger, Josip Magdic. Nearly gets a second attempt. Looking to draw the foul on the edge of the box. Referee having nothing of it.
Magdic there running straight towards the Richmond goal and receiving the ball again. I think he was just crowded out there. I don't think there was any real foul or harm in there.
The Knights pressing forward again. Dubois. No one there supporting him on the far post. Uskok.
A little more room in the midfield now as the half goes on, which will probably suit Richmond.
It will suit the Eagles. Just under 10 minutes remaining in this first half. And it's all square at 1-1 between the Richmond Eagles and the Melbourne Knights. Antony Loncaric for the Melbourne Knights. Goes long. Surrey's a target there, however, the header. Won by Dimitri Tsiaras for the Eagles. Here's Ryan. Short to Visevic. And in turn, Uskok. And a rarity for Richmond. Generally, when they've had possession, they've brought it up in one piece down the pitch, and this time they're forced to use the services of Stjepan goal. Tsiaras. And a good ball played there from Visevic. And Catalano nearly got there. It was a lunging challenge from Daniel Rocco. And he's done well, the Melbourne Knights defender.
And they were looking for Catalano just on the quick run on the right-hand side. I think Daniel Rocco has a fantastic challenge, and to win the goal kick out of it as well. We'll be very happy with that.
Dispossessing Catalano cleanly was the perfect tackle. Loncaric, long once again. Catalano. Only one Catalano out on the park this evening. Normally, the surname Catalano, and there's 3 or 4 brothers on the pitch with various clubs. And this time it's only Michael Catalano playing for the Eagles this evening. Tommy Miladovic. Through Jean Dubois. Was that ball kept alive? The referee thinks so. Viola did. The transfer on. Scullion down the line, and this time the ball's out. Liam Ryan can't contain that.
Good switch of play from one side to the other to try and stretch the Melbourne Knights defence, and I think if they'd kept the ball in, they would have been, Liam Ryan would have been in a fair bit of space to cross that in.
And some holding, some unnecessary fouls being given away in the last 10 or 15 minutes of this game.
I think in such a tight game as well, they become really valuable free kicks. I don't think any of the coaches will be too happy with conceding fouls high up the park.
Krncevic finds Tsiaras. Here's Uzkok. Miladovic once again forced to use Stjepan goal. 2 former St Albans Saints now find themselves with the Richmond Eagles. Here's Kovacic. Smart transfer to Viola, and Anton Kovacic had the vision with the transfer. Viola just couldn't control it.
When no one around him, that's a big mistake from him. He'll be looking to get that ball and quickly play up to the likes of Catalano or Visevic, who are creating the room.
Dubois. Dispossessed by Miladovic. Did he commit the foul? Referee thinks so. And the Eagles looking to go forward. Visevic. And the flag up. Jesse Krncevic, this time the culprit.
And that long ball over the top with Visevic looking to create the pass through for Krncevic and repay the favour from earlier in the game. But Krncevic just couldn't hold his run off long enough.
Loncaric starting play once again. Dubois, he's still not himself after that collision 10 minutes ago. Surey. This ball won't hold up for Zahra and Adrian Zahra and Anton Kovacic, just getting to know each other a bit better.
Zahra just letting Kovacic know he's not going to be pushed around. Might be a smaller guy than Kovacic, but certainly not going to let him have the advantage.
Goal. Won by Skara. Here's Magdic, in fact, winning possession. Tsiaras for Richmond. But straight to his opponent, Anthony Bran. Putting Ben Surey there. Nearly under a spot of pressure. Skara. Instructing Rocco to go long, and that's what he does. Sheer strength there from Uzkok. Scullion. Challenging Skara down the line. And he takes him on too. And the tackle coming in from Thomas Skara. But it's a rare corner this half for the Eagles.
And that's David Scullion looking down the line. I think fantastic tackle there from Thomas Skara, just to prevent the ball coming in, as I think Melbourne Knights may have been caught a little flat-footed at the back, had that ball made its way in.
Corner for the Eagles, and down and in a spot of bother there, Antony Bran, as play continues. Visevic, Catalano. Play continues on the turn. Loncaric forced to save. Uzkok fired that ball in, but we can see in the spot of bother, Antony Bran.
Richmond continue to play, even though Antony Bran was down with a head injury. Not think they were to know, but didn't really put too much pressure on Loncaric.
And Antony Bran is seriously injured. He has not got up. It looked from the naked eye to be a collision of heads when that corner was taken. And we hope he's okay. Definitely the most serious out of all the stoppages in this play. First it was Townson, then Dubois, and now Antony Bran.
And I think already in the Hume City game today, AC Doggin was taken to hospital with a clash after a clash of heads, and it's not anything we like to see at all. So hopefully he can patch himself up and get back out there as soon as possible.
We wish him all the best, and in fact every player out there. The last thing we want to see is an injury. And it would have been near the 45th minute mark and approaching the end of the first half. However, there will be at least a good 4 to 5 minutes in stoppage time as a result of these 3 incidents involving medical treatment. Antony Bran, well, the good sign is he's walking, but the bad sign, that head of his does not look good at all.
That'll be a huge loss at the back. He's been instrumental in clearing the crosses that Richmond have managed to get in, so we're looking to get that as quick as possible.
It will be. It's a tall piece of timber in the back line, the back 4 there for the Melbourne Knights. Antony Bran, and the Knights will be down to 10 men temporarily, or will Ivan Duzel be forced to make a change?
A little bit of confusion here as how the game's going to restart. I don't think the referee had seen that Loncaric had already put the ball out, but all sorted now and we're back playing.
We're back playing. Loncaric will start as Bran is treated just behind goal. Loncaric worked forward by Cannell. And some holding on, and this could be the first yellow for the evening. Thought the referee was just about to point to his pocket there on Andrew Viola, not to be.
Viola with the hands on him as he's tried to make the run away, and both of them, I think, just letting each other know they appreciate each other's company.
Surey with the transfer. He did well to contain that. Did Zahra for the Knights. Couldn't find the return ball from Dubois. Tsiaras. And the transfer in full effect for the Eagles. Viola. Tsiaras playing it short. Slow but patient build up this from the Eagles, and the flag will stay down for Tsiaras. Good run on the overlap. Catalano. And all that good work down the drain from the Eagles.
And that was Tsiaras trying to create something.
Play restarts quickly. Another foul. This time a free kick for the Knights. As the end of the first half looms. We're approaching stoppage time, and it's 1-1 between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles. And a great chance for either team to clinch the lead at the death of this first half. Dubois brought down by Tommy Milotovic.
Antony Bran being taken down the tunnel at the moment. As we just see the replay of Dubois winning that free kick. Just a late tackle in there by Mladovic. But as we were saying, Antony Bran being taken down the tunnel at the moment. Although there's not a fantastic time to get injured at all, it'll probably be a little bit handier for them. It's just before half time. But as we say that, they look to be making a change.
And that injury to Antony Bran forcing an early substitution from the Melbourne Knights manager, Ivan Duzel. Now, as the free kick's being taken, the referee now allowing Ryan Filipovic to come on to replace Antony Bran. Ryan Filipovic, number 2 for the Melbourne Knights. Now, will it be Kevin Townson to take this set piece, or Liam Cannell? Looks as though it will be Townson. Townson through the wall, but not through the defences of Stjepan Gull. Had the power and the accuracy.
And I think Townson was always odds-on favourite to take it. He got the right direction, the right curl, but you've got to have a bit more power to trouble the likes of Stjepan Gull.
Getting his first touch, Filipovic. Rocco. Searching for options up front. Goes through the middle of the corridor. Surey. Filipovic again. In the thick of the action early as the new substitute. A vital touch. Filipovic. Krncevic looked through. And the flag, well, thought it was going to go up. It was a late call. Scullion a metre or two offside.
Krncevic just creating it and then allowing Visevic to play the ball across. Visevic will be pretty upset. Scullion had plenty of room and didn't need to be offside there.
He did have plenty of room along the left side. Timing his run a touch too early. Was Cock combining with Scullion. Sent back in again by Skara. And it will be a corner for the Knights. Good pressure from the Toronto, Croatia import in Jean Dubois. Putting pressure there on Anton Kovacic, looking to guide that out over the goal line, and not to be. It's another corner for the Knights. Dubois charged down and denying the corner. Daniel Visevic.
Just putting it out for a throw in, saving the corner there.
And the Knights wanting to take this corner quite hastily. They know time is ticking down. This could be one of the last pieces of play in the first half. Dubois. The Eagles clearing through Scullion. Has a runner wide, Catalano. Now Catalano played it quickly and had to. There was only Tsiaras on the inside, and half-time is signalled here at Knights Stadium, and scores are locked between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles. It's 1-1. An early goal in the 8th minute to Daniel Visevic was cancelled out by Jean Dubois for the Melbourne Knights in the 15th minute. And Liam, scores locked at the break.
I don't think either coach will be too upset with that. They both know they've got the chances. They've both been creating the chances. They'll probably be fairly annoyed at the amount of possession Richmond have been giving away. But I think both coaches will go in happy enough to know that they've got the stocks to change the game in the second half.
And there'll certainly be another goal, you think, in this open style of play that we've seen in the opening 45 minutes.
Oh, without a doubt. There's been chances galore. It's been good to watch. And I think both keepers will be certainly tested throughout the second half.
Well, they certainly will be tested. We trust you've enjoyed this streaming of the first half here from Knights Stadium. Stay tuned. In about 10 minutes, we'll be back with all the action from the second half. And it'll be these two kicking off proceedings in the second. The referee looking at his watch. And the second half's underway. 1-1. Richmond clinched the lead early. Cancelled out by the Knights. And a draw isn't the preferred result for either club. Melbourne Knights sitting second last in negative point territory at the bottom end of the Victorian Premier League ladder. And on the other hand, Richmond looking to consolidate third spot and keep a pace with Hume and Oakley, the league leaders. Milanovic. Searching for options and goes long again. It'll be too deep this time for Michael Catalano. And a rare mistake from Tommy Milanovic.
Yeah, his distribution today has been fantastic so far. He's looking for the quick ball down there to Michael Catalano, but Catalano just not able to keep up with the pace of that pass.
And just a reminder that there'll be no Victorian Premier League games next week because of the Easter break, but we will be resuming the week after. And Richmond in round 6. They'll be playing Hume City, and the Melbourne Knights have an away trip and a tough assignment to Oakley, so it's absolutely crucial one of these clubs gets maximum points.
I think travelling to Oakley is not a fantastic prospect for any team, let alone a team who wouldn't have a win on the board as yet. I wouldn't think they'd be too confident going into a match like that, getting their first win.
Kevin Townson just prior there in the thick of the action. What a signing he's been from Division 2 for the Melbourne Knights. Zahra. Squared it to Surey. Great build-up this. The flick there from Magdic back on the inside, and it's just come undone for the Knights. Solid challenge from Ben Surey. Another tussle for possession. This time it's a Melbourne Knights throw. Rocco. Kovacic. With 2 minutes to beat there, Jesse Krncevic. Just under 3 minutes played here in the second half between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles.
I think very similar start to the second half as there was an end to the first half. Again, quite tight in midfield. No one quite willing to give anything away in this first couple of minutes. But I'm sure it's going to open up quite a lot as the half goes on, as both teams realise they need to get closer to that 3 points.
Definitely a cautious start from both of these teams. And another infringement.
As Dubois, I think, wrapped his leg around there just to try and get the ball, but a bit too far. His hands all over him as well, so referee was always going to give that as a foul.
Milanovic charging through midfield, the pressure coming from Dubois. Viola gets up and will have the throw. Viola combining with Scullion. Pressure from the new substitute, Ryan Filipovic. Just couldn't keep that alive, playing it out of touch. We've definitely had a few disruptions in this match. Viola. Can Richmond find the lead again? Nice turn there from Scullion, and even better defending. That man again, Kevin Townson, he's been in everything this evening.
He has been absolutely everywhere for Melbourne Knights. Fantastic signing for them this season, and he's been creating, obviously took the corner for the goal and creating most of their chances down the left. But not only that, Ivan Duzel will be very happy to see him tracking back and shadowing the ball out. He's been everywhere, that man today. He's been fantastic.
Definitely contender for man of the match, no doubt about that. Kevin Townson, play continuing. Viola. Straight to Skara. The run of Zahra. Should have the throw, and the assistant agrees. Dubois and the Knights, good build-up this, taking that throw quickly. Townson cutting it on the inside, quickly flicked away by the Eagles' defence. Catalano. Had time, and he's lost it. And now, making it number 2, Liam Cannell. Inches wide, and it'll be a relieved Michael Catalano for coughing that ball up.
Catalano was a terrible pass and almost cost his team as a ball there through from Magdic, and Cannell done a lot better with this shot than he did with his earlier efforts.
Living dangerously, the Richmond Eagles. Liam Cannell, nothing wrong with the strike. Picked his spot, wanted to go wide of Stjepan Gale. And he beat the keeper.
Gal would have been very happy to see that bounce past the post. Probably almost as happy as Michael Catalano.
Filipovic, bit of confusion there between he and Rocco. The Knights get out of trouble. What about that burst of pace from Zahra? And another sprint here too from Magdic. Rocco, and the flick from Rocco. All coming undone for the Knights.
Zahra's bust a pace there on the quick feet, and he sent Magdic through. They went for the 1-2. Rocco just a little bit too much on it, and Magdic not able to get that down and finish the move.
As you predicted, Liam, a slow start and a cautious start from both teams to this second half, but it's starting to open up, and we've seen signs of that already in the last minute or two.
Very much so. It's going to be a case of once one team makes that move, and it looks like Melbourne Knights are about to. Once the one team makes the move, the other team will be able to try and catch them off guard.
Dubois, he has been impressive. Streaming through midfield, can he finish? Kovacic clearing, and the Knights have their first corner for the half.
Dubois again creating the space for himself, bought himself a couple of yards, skipped past Tsiaras, and Kovacic with a fantastic last man challenge there, earning the corner for Melbourne Knights.
That man again, Kevin Townson, with the corner, and did it come off Surey? The referee agrees.
It's a high swinging corner here from Townsend. Looked like it wasn't going to trouble too much, but it dipped quite late at the last minute, just into the back post, but just didn't dip enough for Surey to get the head on it and pop it towards goal.
Stjepan Gale, with interest wearing a cap, as day turns to night. Maybe the glare from these lights does trouble the number 1 keeper for the Eagles. Catalano. His pass got a deflection, but it still found his target in Scullion. Here's that man again. Perfectly weighted ball. Well, spoke a second too soon. Looked as though it was going to hold up, but it ran over touch.
Tommy Uscott just not able to get on to the end of that ball. Good interplay there between Scullion and Catalano. They'll be looking to use that a little bit more and hope that the likes of Visevic and Krncevic can make a bit of space when they've dragged a couple of defenders out of the way.
55 minutes approaching here at Knights Stadium. It's 1-1 between the Knights and the Eagles. The Knights searching for their first victory of the season. And as for Richmond, they're looking for win number 4. They've won 3 and lost 1. Find themselves sitting in 3rd position on the Victorian Premier League table. And the Melbourne Knights with the 1 draw and 3 losses. Taken quickly. Good pressure here. Dubois lost it at the vital moment. That was a golden chance to make it 2.
And again, Townsend being that creative force down the left-hand side. Very casual in defence there, and Dubois failed to take advantage. Done very well to nip in and get the ball, but failed to take full advantage of the opportunity.
He failed to take full advantage of that opportunity, and very lax in defence there, Antony Kovacic. And this man, what a star he is for the Knights, Dubois. And the right intent there, looking for Zahra with the space on the right side.
Zahra's got pace, but I don't think even Superman would have got to that one.
Nor Roadrunner for that matter. There was plenty on it. But he certainly is a class above Jean Dubois. And we saw that when the Melbourne Knights played Heidelberg too, and Ivan Duzel substituted that man there, Jean Dubois and Danny Tiato, who were playing stellar roles in midfield. And the moment they came off, Heidelberg scored twice in the space of stoppage time. Such is their influence.
I think I might overuse the word instrumental, but I believe Jean Dubois certainly is for the Melbourne Knights, scoring his 2 goals against Georges as well. He's been absolutely key for them this season.
And here he is again, the flag down for Dubois. Targets in the box, one of them Colosimo. And he's gone down again, holding that same spot. As though he's holding his groin, Dubois.
I think Carolano just left a little bit in the challenge, got the ball and just left his body through for Dubois to cop a little bit from that. Has earned the corner though for Melbourne Knights.
And it will be another corner for the Knights. Their second of the half. Sharp one taken and cleared by Tommy Milatovic. Zahra scurrying it to Rocco, who goes long. Townson playing on the inside. Surey couldn't beat the defences there of Uzcock. Dubois twisting, turning, and eventually dispossessed. Krncevic. And the Eagles under pressure, but will clear, and it's a great ball too. Catalano. The Eagles turning defence into attack, and this could be another goal against the run of play, and nearly connecting there, Michael Catalano. He started that run deep in his half.
That was a very quick counter-attack. Catalano done very well to find, I think it was sculling out on the left-hand side. Questions of a handball as that ball did come in, but ball just not making its way through to Catalano.
Questions of a handball indeed. The assistant had a good view of it down the line. And from one end to the other, both teams having the opportunity to score. This time it's a relieved Melbourne Knights. Townson fouled. In fact, rather not. Needs to be careful here with this, showing some dissent.
I think that Richmond attack just goes to show how far up the park Melbourne Knights are pushing to try and get this elusive goal for them for so the elusive 3 points.
And they could be caught out here on the counter, the Knights. The run of Visevic, he's got one, looking for 2. He's ball too heavy, he knows it. He's got his hands and head on the ground, ruining another chance for the run of Michael Catalano.
And winning possession, Krncevic in the middle, and Visevic, he had 4-on-2, and he chose to try and play the ball through for Catalano, possibly the wrong option, as he didn't get the right weight on the pass there. Catalano a little bit frustrated, he didn't have the chance to finish it.
And not only the pass letting down Daniel Visevic, but he had options, as you mentioned, Liam, either side. And the disappointment of not hitting a target with one of those options. Surrey flicked on, and the flag down too. In fact, it's gone up. Thought for a moment there, Kevin Townsend timed his run to perfection, flicked on by Ben Surrey.
That was a very tight call there. Ben Surrey gets there. I'm just out of shot of the camera, but I think you see he's got a couple of yards on him there already. I don't think he's quite got that pace just yet.
"60 minutes played here at Knights Stadium. It's 1-1 between the Knights and the Eagles. And we hope you're enjoying this broadcast wherever you are worldwide streaming in. It's round 5 of the Victorian Premier League on VPL Live. And as this round comes to a conclusion, the stakes are high so early on in the season. Both teams in search of 3 points for different reasons. Catalano didn't keep it alive, and Loncaric instructing that to the assistant. Well, it's certainly a case of can you hear the drums, Fernando, because the drummer here on the outer at Melbourne Knights has been non-stop. And the atmosphere in full voice here at Knights Stadium, and a substitution made for Richmond. Tom Uzcock coming off and being replaced by Peter Sarwin. And Mike Chatchitophonis making his first change for the evening.
Yep, thankfully he's still got all of his subs up his sleeve, and hasn't had any injuries to contend with. Clever substitution. Someone will come on and give a very different attribute to the team that Uskok was providing. So a good test for the Melbourne Knights midfield.
And the test will also be, can the Knights finish in this game and register their first victory for the season? And they've got just under half an hour to find a winner. Townson dispossessed, and once again Richmond hitting quickly on the counter. Down the line, and what about this explosion of pace from David Scullion? And coming to the rescue there, Daniel Rocco for the Knights. Catalano eventually controlled it. Well, he wanted Visevic, but it had to be precise, the pass. Colosimo, another run down the left side. Wanted Dubois, and once again, he's infringed behind play as play continues. Is another promising move. Colosimo twisting and turning through traffic, is dispossessed. And the referee will hold play up now. Peter Sarwin in the thick of the action early, Liam.
Yes, he was, and I think looking here, Colosimo, he'll be fairly upset. There was no one there. Well, there was maybe one player there looking for it, whilst 5 Richmond defenders were coming close in. And I think Peter Sarwin just getting a bit of a clip there, tried to play on to his credit, but couldn't keep his balance.
He'd be disappointed with the level of assistance there. Anthony Colosimo had it all to do himself inside the box. And once again, another stoppage in play for medical treatment. And it's the new substitute, Peter Sarwin, being clipped. And he'll be off temporarily for some treatment himself. Stjepan Gull as play restarts for the Eagles. Kovacic made that look easy. And the Knights back with possession. Well, not for long. It's a Richmond throw.
Liam Ryan was under pressure there and did make it look quite easy to keep a hold of the ball against the touchline. But Zahra got the better of him eventually.
It was sexy football indeed there from Liam Ryan. And the Eagles now having the better chances themselves this half. Wanting to cut that back in. Krncevic, it was a vital touch. He's still got it. Krncevic, the back heel. An opening here for Catalano on the turn. His shot charged down. Yeah, he had the opportunity to strike first.
I think the better option for Catalano maybe to have lain it outside the box. Not quite sure who was there, but there was 2 or 3 players waiting on the edge of the box. We're probably in a better position for a shot, but he took the shot and charged down well by the Knights' defence.
65 minutes and counting here at Knights Stadium. It's 1-1 between the Melbourne Knights and the Richmond Eagles. Visevic, the scorer. What a season he's having. Already 5 goals himself this season. Visevic with the return ball. Not much presenting up front. He's forced with the transfer. Liam Ryan. And Visevic, a few of his assists. Haven't found targets. He'd be disappointed with that this half.
It would be, and that's probably why he's not quite at A-League standard or higher at the moment. He's certainly banging the goals in. I think once he perfects that part of his game, he will be an irresistible prospect for a lot of A-League and European clubs possibly.
Well, speaking of A-League and European prospects, it's going to be interesting if Mike Chatchitophonis turns his attention to the substitutions bench again. Davey Van Schip, the son of John Van Schip, the Melbourne Heart manager. Will he make a start this evening? Another rash challenge, this time pulled up by the referee.
I think that was Liam Cannell again on Dimitri Tsiaras. They've had a fantastic battle all night. Nothing too much in that, I think. Late and clumsy more than malicious.
Kovacic wanted Visevic. Surey clearing and did well too. Dubois will need assistance. It's a stream of white shirts coming up for Richmond. And he wanted the run there of Kevin Townson not to be. Here he is again, Dubois. And what a ball into space too. To the run of Adrian Zahra. And good football all around there. And defending for the Eagles, Liam Bryan. Magdic. It will be an Eagles throw. Ryan searching for options. Header one there by Skara. Here's Townsend. This looks promising for the Knights. Colosimo. And Viola reading the situation well. It will be a throw.
And it's going to be what both teams are trying to do at the moment is stretch each other left to right to try and create that little bit of space in behind.
Townsend. Another corner for the Knights. As Ivan Duzel turns to the bench again. It will be another substitution made. And it looks as though, in fact, Jean Dubois, it has to be the injury that's coming to haunt Jean Dubois, because there's absolutely no way Ivan Duzel will be taking his star midfielder off. And Dubois comes off. And it could be Tomislav Ples. We'll get that checked for you in a moment.
I think Dubois has been far and above the best player on the pitch tonight. So I'm pretty sure it would only be an injury that would make Ivan Duzel remove him from tonight's proceedings.
And it is Tomislav Ples that's come on to replace Dubois. Kept alive by the Knights across the face of goal, and that man, Kevin Townson, has been rewarded for a stellar game. He's got his name on the score sheet. And what about that?
And that was Ben Surey done very well to keep it in. When Townsend were at the back post, just managed to get the tap in. He was left unmarked at the back post. And all credit to Ben Surey for keeping that ball in and setting it back up for Kevin Townsend.
And Ben Surey, credit must be given. That ball looked all but gone. Richmond were ready to take the restart. And a bit shell-shocked, kept it alive. Across the face of goal it went. And Kevin Townsend, unmarked with the simplest of taps on the back post. And the Knights hit the lead for the first time this evening. What a crucial goal that could be. Kevin Townsend has his first. The Knights have their second. And they're leading the Richmond Eagles by 2-1.
That's a big test now for Melbourne Knights. They were leading against Heidelberg and Georges. They're looking now, they're going to have to lock this up. Richmond are going to be throwing everything forward and everything at the Melbourne Knights. So Ivan Duzel wanting everyone organised and keeping concentration in defence.
Concentration will be required in defence for the Melbourne Knights. They've got just over 20 minutes to preserve this lead. Can they extend it? And time will tell. Ples, one of his first touches this evening. Cannell, and a great chance for the Knights to make it 3. Cannell shot charged down. And as you mentioned, Liam, the challenge is for the Knights to preserve their lead. And it's all about finding that winning formula for the first time this season. Great defensive play there from Thomas Skara. And the flag will stay down for Zahra. Zahra will need to go solo, has no assistance. Zahra cutting it in and coming in late. There looked to be Ples.
And Zahra didn't have too many options. I think he made the right decision by just charging into the box, hoping for the tackle or possibly the foul. Couldn't keep it quite under control, but still very positive for Knights after they've taken the lead.
Surey couldn't work in tandem with Zahra. And that has brought the crowd to life once again. It has been a vocal crowd in attendance here at Knights Stadium, urging their home team on, regardless of the scoreboard, whether they've been down or level. And particularly at the terrace end of this stadium too, a strong contingent of home supporters in with their drums and chanting, and it's made a great atmosphere here at Knights Stadium, a crowd of at least 1,000 people in attendance. And what a game of football they've witnessed, and we've still got just under 20 minutes of action remaining.
Been a fantastic game, and I don't think we'd be kidding anyone to say that it's all the action's over now. I'm sure Richmond are going to be pouring everything forward, but that will leave gaps at the back, and if Knights are smart, they can take advantage of Richmond's need to go forward.
Another foul.
I think the difference is now that stop-start game, went through periods of stop-start football. That's going to suit Knights down to the. It's going to suit Knights to a T. They're going to be looking to stop the match and stop the flow of Richmond as much as possible and just see out this last 20 minutes.
They certainly will, and the sense of urgency will creep into Richmond's game in search of that equaliser. Will they be exposed in defence? Great, there's certainly another goal or two in this game at the rate it's being played, and another third and final substitution being made. And Liam Cannell coming off, and he's been replaced by Gazmend Ajdini. To warm applause, Liam Cannell nearly found the back of the old onion bag, as you'd say, Liam.
He certainly
in the
did.
First half.
He certainly did. As Tomislav Ples looks to make an impact. Stays on his feet. Unfortunately misses out on the throw-in. But yeah, Liam Cannell done very well. I think he's worked his socks off tonight and are looking possibly for fresh legs to be able to chase back and keep up with the likes of Scully and Visevic.
Sarwin back in one piece himself after being on the sidelines, receiving some medical attention. Krncevic in a tussle with Filipovic, and it will be an Eagles throw. Ivan Duzel and the Melbourne Knights looking to register their first victory for the season, and they've got just over 15 minutes awaiting that. Is there another twist in this tale? Bryan. And the flag ultimately up for Scullion.
I think even though it may only be round 5, if this ends up as a 2-1 victory, be a shock result this early in the season for Richmond, who've been flying high, to go down to Melbourne Knights, who haven't had a win yet in the season.
It definitely will be one of the shock results of the round. You'd have to say Richmond on paper, with form, 3 victories already on the board out of 4. The only blimp in their season, a loss at home to Green Gully in round 2. Good work from the Knights to regain possession. Magdic squaring it in. Surey. What a ball too there. The pass precise to Kevin Townson. And another transfer on. Losing it there was Zahra. But plenty of red shirts at assistance, and Zahra has it back. It's a great run too. Zahra will think about finishing now. There was a foul. The question is, where did it occur? And Tommy Milanovic will be a relieved man. That occurred just outside the box.
Zahra with that electric burst of pace again and knocks the ball out in front of him and invites the challenge. Tommy Milanovic, though, sucked in by it and made the challenge with the ball nowhere near. I think a yellow card's the right call from the referee there. And if Melbourne Knights can put the ball in the back of the net here, they'll go go a very long way to getting close to these 3 points.
And it's taken 70 minutes. That's the first yellow card for the evening. Tommy Milanovic in the referee's book. Kevin Townson, you think will take it. He's already got one. Can he find his second and the Knights' third? Stjepan Gale still organising his wall. All in place now for this free kick. Kevin Townson. There's no doubt he will have a crack. He's tested Gal once or twice this evening. And eventually the referee is satisfied. Play will resume. Townson. Bending ball. It was coming back, but not back enough.
Townson here showing his worth in the dead ball situation. He went a little bit more for power this time than in his last free kick, but I think he's just got to find the happy medium between that kind of powerful strike and the accuracy he had on his first attempt in the first half.
And approaching the 77th minute mark of this contest, the Melbourne Knights leading the Richmond Eagles by 2-1. And Mike chats it to front us with another substitution. Coming off was Michael Catalano. And I think he may have been replaced with Davey Van Schip, but we'll get that checked for you in a moment. In fact, it is. So the Melbourne Hearts boss's son getting his first touch in Premier League football. Ryan has won the free kick. Davey Van Schip coming on, replacing Michael Catalano. And now the Eagles. They've pretty much either led or been level with the Knights all evening, and they now find themselves down. Can they peg a goal back? The corner cleared. In fact, the free kick cleared, rather. And you heard there from the crowd, a spectator attempted to catch that ball and did a stellar job doing so. But if we had a replay of that, I tell you what.
And yes, you can see I'm just getting back up there. Fantastic save. And any issues with Loncaric, and I think that man might get a contract.
Well, not only that, but I tell you what, a contract with Nappy Sand as well, because those clothes will be dirty for a good couple of days. The Eagles' defence in a spot of bother again. Zahra this time has assistance laid on a plate to finish here. Townson looking to make it number 2. And the Knights nearly had it.
And that's Zahra again with that run. He's tried to cross it in, cut it back. The shot blocked at first. A deflection sends it over for Townson. But Stjepan Gale just enough to get onto the edge of that.
And that could have been game, set and match for the Melbourne Knights.
There's a bit of confidence about the Melbourne Knights now that they haven't played with so much this season. I think they know they're up against a good team and they're beating them at the moment. So, as I say that, they gift possession back to Richmond.
And it was that man, Gazmend Ajdini, that had the chance to find the Melbourne Knights third. Conceding possession there. Loss of the 1-2 with Tomislav Ples.
Ben Surey with a little bit of cramp at the moment. He's been working very hard tonight.
He's covered plenty of territory indeed. Surrey won't get there. Surrey was in a hurry. Played back to the last line. And another opening here. Colosimo. Townson hasn't done much wrong this evening. Colosimo. Milanovic getting the Eagles out of trouble. The only blimp on his game this evening, a yellow card.
And Milanovic just showing his experience there. Townson obviously a more skillful and quicker player off the mark, but just managed to drag the ball past them and go for the clearance.
Van Schip. Kovacic. The Eagles looking to press in search of that equaliser. Kovacic coming hastily out of defence. There looked to be Daniel Rocco as the Knights turned defence into attack. Solid challenge. Dimitri Tsiaras, the captain, leading by example. And played long again, and the flag will go up for Jesse Krncevic.
That's clearly offside there, no question. He was just caught a yard or two off as Loncaric looks to waste a couple of seconds.
Viola. Townson needs some assistance. Plays it back. Filipovic. Just under 10 minutes remaining, and it's the Knights. It'll be a long 10 minutes for the Melbourne Knights, trying to hold on to this lead and clinch their first victory.
I don't think the Melbourne Knights fans will be taking anything for granted.
And what a ball supplied here from Townson, and this should be goal number 3 for the Knights. It's the new substitute, Gazmend Ajdini. His shot blocked, and a great piece of defending overall from Richmond.
Fantastic cross-field ball. The linesman originally flagged for Tomislav Ples, but it wasn't Ples that got the ball. It was Ajdini. Ajdini missed the first shot, and then Zahra just into the defender. That was a golden chance to put this beyond Richmond.
And Gazmend Ajdini, he's had 2 chances with an open goal, both challenged down by Stjepan Galor, a defender. Ples. And some holes exposed as the Eagles press forward to find an equaliser. And they're left exposed at the back, but here's Van Schip. Can he find his first goal in Eagles colours? He wanted the through ball there for Visevic.
Van Schip got a touch of the Peter Crouches about him, the way he's built and moving.
He certainly is a tall piece of timber up front. Here he is again, Ajdini. No trouble this time for Gal.
Again, quick interplay. Ajdini just playing the ball through. Ples, I think he was caught in 2 minds as whether he was going to shoot or play the ball in for Townson.
Zahra. Colosimo. Filipovic will use Loncaric, and you can see that wind building up there in the corner of the screen. And the through ball down again, Townson. The flag stays down. Townson has his second. What an evening this has capped off for the midfielder. And what a ball supplied there from Tomislav Ples. Kevin Townson has his second, and the Knights have their first victory for the season.
And I think the way Townson stroked that and showed the confidence Knights are playing with now. Ples, fantastic to look behind him and see that ball. And just, yeah, Townson there with a classy finish. Stjepan Gal one-on-one, didn't really have a chance. And it looks like Knights could get their first 3 points on the board and back into the positive.
Well, the Melbourne Knights leading the Richmond Eagles by 3-1. They found themselves in a similar situation against Heidelberg, leading by this score. Surely it can't happen again, but football is a funny game. I'm sure Ivan Duzel will be looking to rectify that score line from a few weeks ago. Gazmend Ajdini fouled. And another substitution being made, the third and final 2 by Michael Chatzidifronis. It's the scorer, Daniel Visevic, coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Milos Lucic.
I think Melbourne Knights will just be looking to milk a few seconds here and there when it comes to these free kicks.
Surey clearing on the last line of his defence. And the Knights with just under 5 minutes to preserve this 2-goal buffer that they have over the Richmond Eagles, leading by 3-1. Flicked back in. Ajdini. Ples.
Don't think Ivan Duzel will be taking anything for granted, given the start he's had to the season with the Knights.
What a star midfielder Ivan Duzel was himself, in a Knights shirt. And a man of his talent will be expecting nothing of the highest quality and performance from his players, matching his capabilities on the pitch. Played wide, Viola has a few options in the box, takes his opponent on in Colosimo.
Fantastic pressure there from Colosimo, just forcing Viola to try and get it in quickly before the ball ran out, and Viola not at all set for the cross. Great defending there by Colosimo. It's exactly what they'll be looking for in this last 5 minutes.
And he's had plenty of mileage and tracking along that left flank this evening, Antony Colosimo. "87 minutes and counting at Knights Stadium." Loncaric. That man, definitely the man of the match, Kevin Townson. Instrumental in midfield, and it's capped off with 2 goals to his name.
Townson, yeah, as you say, Simon, has been absolutely outstanding, and it's good for Ivan Duzel to know that he's got a player that can not only create but can finish as well.
And most importantly too, not a bad find from Division 2 in Victorian football. Has made the transition with ease.
Sure, there are a few gems in the lower leagues.
Richmond feel they're not over yet. Well, a chance gone missing there for Dimitri Tsiaras. And the Knights hit on the counter. Is a 4th goal on the cards. Milovic will combine with Gal.
Ples just couldn't get the final ball in there. It was well won back from Ajdini, who's been putting a lot of pressure on the midfield, and I'm sure that's what Duzel's had a word in his ear before the game, to make sure you just put in a lot of effort and don't let Richmond play.
The Eagles potentially looking at their 2nd defeat of the year, but they'll definitely won't go down without a struggle. The Knights definitely in the box position to secure their first 3 points for the season and get themselves out of negative point territory. They'll go from the lofty heights of -2 to potentially 1 point, and that through ball looking for Van Schip. Loncaric could have held that first time.
They could have, I think, possibly maybe just a little bit of nerves as well. The position they're in, they haven't, well, they've been in here before, but they haven't been quite this close.
Magdic, another man who's tracked plenty of territory.
He's been outstanding tonight, just showing his experience there. Last 20 minutes or so, he's just been holding that midfield, not quite as involved in the play, but holding that midfield and just not letting Richmond quite get through as easily as they were before Knights scored.
Magdic from the Perth Glory, now playing in the Victorian Premier League. Loncaric towards that man again, Townson. Ryan finding Sawan. Surey. Silly foul. Tsiaras. And no urgency in Richmond's game. Time is the enemy now for the Eagles. They really need to press and press forward. But you can see the line for the counter argument. They've done that and they've conceded. Van Schip. What about that control? And he still has possession. Well, he's given it away illegally as deemed by the referee.
Fantastic feat there from Davy Van Schip, though. Just managed to keep control with half his body on the ground and half standing up. Maybe a little sign of things to come for Richmond. Maybe one bit of a promise coming out of this match, even though they might not get the points.
Loncaric has Ples, that's his target. And Townson won't be able to beat Gale. And you think all the formality now, Liam, as we approach stoppage time in this contest, the Knights definitely in the box seat.
You never like to say never, but you can't see Richmond grabbing 2 goals in space of less than a minute or 2. I think Melbourne Knights will be very happy to see this out, and I think you'll probably see the joy in the players and the fans when that full-time whistle goes. It's a very relieving time for them to actually get that first win and into positive points.
And this healthy crowd in attendance at Knight Stadium, the bulk of them Knight supporters, will be rewarded with their first victory for the season. It's just a formality now. Lunging challenge. Flicking it on there, Ajdini.
I think Richmond need to be careful. I think they know it's out of the grasp. There's no point in flying in with challenges. You'll end up with suspensions for the next couple of weeks. There's been 2 or 3 tasty little challenges in that last minute or 2.
The ball out this time. Manship couldn't keep it alive. The Knights, can they find a 4th at the death? Ples. And a spot of descent there. This should be a yellow card. Antony Kovacic, quite unlike the experienced defender.
He's done very well not to get a yellow card for that, for both showing dissent and delaying the restart of play. Done both of them there and still managed to escape the card.
Sorry. Slipped over just when it mattered.
You can hear the whistles around the stadium now, as they're hoping to hear the referee blow the full-time whistle and award that 3 points.
We can certainly hear those wolf whistles, and I don't know whether they're being signalled at you, Liam, or not, but the crowd here definitely want this game and the 3 points to come to a close, and that's exactly what happens. The Melbourne Knights victorious for the first time this season, triumphant over the Richmond Eagles by 3 goals to 1, and it was a comprehensive victory. It's taken until round 5, Liam, but the Knights have their first points in the bag for the season.
It certainly has taken till round 5. It's been a fantastic win for them today, though. I think Ivan Duzel will be looking at this and basically thinking he's got a just reward for what the team's been putting out for the last couple of weeks. They've not played too differently to how they've played in the last couple of weeks, but they've got that little break of luck and they've been a little bit stronger in defence. And I think that's been absolutely crucial to getting this 3 points and getting them off the board with all the pressure now on Heidelberg.
And looking at some of the positives for the Melbourne Knights, despite the injuries to Antony, Bran and potentially Jean Dubois, their midfield in particular for the Knights still had control of the situation for the bulk of the game despite Dubois' absence.
They did. They had great control of the game, and I think players like Kevin Townson as well. And I think as well the likes of Colosimo going up and down the left wing has been absolutely crucial to the way the game finished up for them today.
And for the Richmond Eagles, it's back to the drawing board, but a highlight in their game, another goal this season to Daniel Visevic.
Another one, again, he's just shown his class. It was a fantastic, deft little touch to put it over Antony Loncaric. But unfortunately for him, it wasn't quite enough to see the points go back to Kevin Bartlett.
And the Melbourne Knights players thanking their supporters, in particular on the terraces, who have been vocal, and that 12th man from start to finish all evening.
Definitely. You could hear the songs going throughout the day, and of course you could hear the relief and the happiness in the fan supporter groups here when the full-time whistle went. And I think it's important that the players acknowledge that as well. I think it helps the club build a supporter base and helps the players connect with that supporter base.
Well, we'll be going shortly to the successful manager, Ivan Duzel. Mia Hayes will be with him shortly. But before we do that, Liam, looking at Richmond, it's back to the drawing board. Their second loss for the season, first to Green Gully and now to the Melbourne Knights. And they've got a tough assignment. They've got league leaders Hume in a fortnight's time.
That's certainly not an easy place to go, whether they're at home or away. Hume have been absolutely outstanding, the best team in the league so far this year. I think Richmond, though, they won't be too far away. They just have to tighten up a little bit. I think Visevic, again, is always a threat and always a threat to score goals. But I think they might just have to Erhan Karahan, definitely a big miss for them tonight in defence. I think he would have probably had Kevin Townson as a part of his role tonight. Been looking after him or possibly Jean Dubois. So seeing Karahan not here tonight has probably cost them a little bit as well.
Well, it was a costly miss, Erhan Karahan, particularly when you had the likes of Antony Colosimo causing a lot of damage on the left side of midfield. Mia Hayes is nearly with Ivan Duzel. We'll be with him in a moment. And Ivan Duzel will certainly be a satisfied manager, collecting his first points for the season. And briefly, before we do go to the Melbourne Knights manager, Liam, the Knights, well, they've got to back it up. They've got a tough challenge with the Oakley Cannons next week.
They do, and going down to Oakley, it's going to be a very difficult task for them, but I think they'll breed on the confidence today, and I'm sure Ivan Duzel will let us know how he's feeling after the game, and he's down on the pitch with me at the moment.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the winning coach, Ivan. How does that feel?
I feel great after 4 disappointing weeks where we play very well football. Unfortunately, we didn't come to the good positive result. Today, boys come out and show this that we're going to be very, very competitive after this 5th week.
And it has been such an even competition this year. You've just been so close but haven't been able to get the win just yet. But tonight you finally scored your first win of the season.
Oh, look, tonight we thought it's going to be hard again, but I believe that my boys playing good attacking game. And after 1-0, I still believe that we're going to come back because we have a couple of great chances before even they come to the scoring situation. So I said to the boys on half-time, just push the ball quicker on the wings, and we're going to come down.
Next week, you've got Oakley Cannons. They're on top of the ladder. That'll be another tough game for you.
Well, it's every game is going to be tough because we're still having all these players that we bring from around the world, and still I believe there's a couple things that we have to sort out through the training, through the talk. But we're bringing back another player who was injured a couple of weeks. There's our captain Ivica Price, and I believe in the central midfield is going to give us a lot of positive game.
And how far away do you think he is?
He will have a little medial ligament against London on the first game, and I talked with the doctor and he said that could be okay after sister.
Okay, well, good luck for the rest of the season and congratulations on your first win.
Thank you very much, all the best.
Thank you, Mia, and it's a relieved Ivan Duzel, the Melbourne Knights manager. Had a lot of pressure at the start of the season, first with the negative point situation prior to a ball being kicked and the added expectation of taking over Chris Taylor, and he'll be a relieved man this evening.
He certainly will, and I think a class player like himself he'll have certain expectations of his team, and I think they've pulled through with the likes of Dubois and also Kevin Townson. I think they've been fantastic tonight, and Duzel is very right to be proud of them.
And just prior to us leaving this broadcast, well, there's a shock at half-time. It's Heidelberg United leading the Oakley Cannons by 1-0. So log on to the Football Federation of Victoria website or through Facebook to get live scores of that game. From here at Knight Stadium, we trust you've enjoyed the live streaming wherever you've watched it from. It's good night. The Melbourne Knights victorious over the Richmond Eagles by 3-1. Good night and have a happy Easter, and we'll catch you in a fortnight.